Well guys, the day has finally arrived. The event I've been looking forward to reacting to for several months, as it is now time to react to Monster Jam World Finals Free Freestyle. And this is going to be a little bit of a different variation of Freestyle, as it's not the pay-per-view footage, nor is it the TNN footage that aired that year. This is from the World Finals Free Freestyle DVD that showed different angles of freestyle, kind of like how us fans at events film it and stuff like that. Like how I've been watching all the events the last year or so of me doing this series. This is straight from the DVD. It's really good footage too for 2002. So I definitely am looking forward to this. It sucks though, it's just freestyle. Couldn't find racing footage, and I wasn't going to take a chance of doing the pay-per-view or TNN footage and get copyright claimed by Phil. They wouldn't show this. I'm lucky enough I got this. And of course, this footage is from Joshua Chamberlain's channel, as his link will be in the description. And oh boy, this is very interesting too, as this is the first event I'm reacting to where I actually saw this event beforehand. All the events I reacted to beforehand I never saw before. This one I've seen before, as I've been seeing it for almost my entire life, as this event was so insane. Up there is one of the best World Finals. Who am I kidding? All the World Finals from 1 to 15 were awesome. So yeah, you're going to see a trip back in time to when Meents Jam was awesome back in 2002. What a great season that was. And you're going to see me talk about more stuff about this event I do compared to other reaction videos, since I actually know what happens in this event, and oh boy, I'm looking forward to it. After all these months of waiting, it's finally time, as I had to do some editing too for this video to get down the time, as when Chamberlain uploaded the video, he had the World Finals Free DVD had an angle from this side of the stadium, but it also has footage from the other side of the stadium. And I wasn't going to show both of them, I was going to pick one to cut down time. Now, most of the runs are on this side of the stadium, and the others are on a few of them are on the other side of the stadium. It depends on what same move they did would look better on that side or not, but that's a little bit later on. Now, of course, let me lower the volume, because I didn't change the volume or anything when I rendered this video on Vegas Pro earlier today. So, whatever loudness is, it's going to be probably loud, so I'm going to lower it right there. Now, for all of you wondering, what was different about this World Finals back in 2002 compared to now? Well, back then, as you're seeing these cards right here, as Medusa is about to come out, who started off freestyle, that from World Finals 3 to 6, back then from World Finals 1 and 2, the time would start before the trucks would do anything. Like, the clock will start before they even come out of Thunder Alley. Well, they changed it from 3 and 6, where they had this stack of cards right here where you hit first, and that would start your time. That would be removed in 2006, where the clock would not start until you do something on the track. So yeah, this is how you start off freestyle. 2 minutes, of course, like how it is today, and all that. And of course, the score, for all of you who don't remember, it was fan judging back then, which sucks, but it was 6 judges with take out a high score, take out a low score, and you get your score of 40. And for a tiebreaker as well, which of course they would remove in 2001, and of course 2004 we're mad because we had the freeway tie then. Alright guys, so hope you're looking forward to this beautiful event like I am, as we're going to get things started, as here we go with Medusa to get things started. And it's going to go right for the cars to get a beautiful sky wheel to get things started. Remember, the clock started when they hit the first fig. 21 years ago, she runs over the stand where officials would be. I think that was for motocross stuff, because they did that back then, Monster Jam. I don't know if they do that much now. And then gonna go right for the racing lane, which brought a bonus van stack right there. Beautiful sight. Yeah, this is when Medusa actually was really good in freestyle, unlike later on when she didn't pick up with the pace of the league. She drove this slow throughout much of the time, but back then, 2002, this was perfectly fine to drive slow, line up for stuff. As she went right for the racing lane. And now here we go, line up for the big stuff, the bus stack. This was huge back in 2002, for all of you didn't know, and a beautiful wheelie up and over it, and then she's going to drag the slab wheelie and then going to stuff it into the semi-trailer. You see damage to tailgate, and they shut her off, and unfortunately, the clock did not stop. They didn't stop the clock back then either, which really is stupid. So unfortunately, her clock was going as she was shut down. It's complete BS. And she really damaged that pyramid for any other trucks coming up later on that go for it, which sucks. And she's getting mad. Because I don't think they really showed this footage in the pay-per-view or TNN era, like her getting mad and all that. It was most likely a pull ring. I mean, a ring in the back probably got pulled when she did the wheelie, but still. They should have stopped the clock. Like, come on, makes sense. Like, that clock is rolling right now, too, as it's waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. But she's going to keep... Yeah, there we go. I was about to say, she's going to keep on going, and there she goes. Of course, her clock's still going. And she goes right back for the race lane. Gonna get that wheelie, but then she gets another wheelie and then goes on her side and then gonna go over. She left, like, I think it was like 19 seconds or something left on the clock. Like, there wasn't that much time left. And her run, she got a 19, which, remember, out of 40. Which is not bad to start freestyle. Of course, it wasn't anywhere near the 33? Yeah, I think it was 33 in 2001 when she came out in that year. But anyways, awesome run to start off the event. Alright, so next up, Scott Hartsock. And only the third time he ever freestyle in the World Finals. This will be the last time we'd see him freestyle until 2010. As he goes right for that bus stack. Remember, this is huge for 2002. This doesn't seem anything like now, but back then that was gigantic. And now, as he's going to go line up for this bus stack. As going to go right for it, beautifully up and over it. Oh, it's so awesome. As he's going to go around the semi-trailer. Going to avoid that because that was huge back then. Like, no one would touch the semi-trailer back then because it was too gigantic. Up and over the bus stack. Beautiful. And then, of course, one of the most memorable moments in World Finals history, if not Monster Truck history, Monster Jam history, as he goes right for the center jump, which still, this day was huge. Unfortunately, though, he destroyed the truck on land. You see, right there, parts broke off right there on land, and as he destroyed the truck right there, he left a minute on the clock. What a huge jump. Still remember Mike Hogwood. Is that some great air? Wow! That was an insane run. That was one of the biggest jumps in Monster Jam history at the time, too, when he did that. Even 21 years later, that jump has to be respected. Unfortunately, I think he only had used a minute of his run because he broke so early. But he did take the lead with a 20. He honestly probably should have saved that later on, and then he could have probably scored much, much higher. And just so you know, that jump was so huge, very few trucks went for it. Only 5 people went for that jump. And Scott Hartsock was the first one. And he was going to be the last one for quite a bit, too. All right, so we continue on as he leads with 20. Next up, Scott Hartsock, it's sudden impact. As he now, after being last place in freestyle last year when he broke, gonna go right for the race lane. Beautiful crush in there. Nice start. As he now gonna go line up for the bus stack. Here we go. Right up and over with a nice wheelie. Almost clear to. Got a little bit of a wheelie right there. And then gonna go tap the semi-trailer as he backs up. Now, if he was smart, he should have gone for it, but that was a humongous obstacle. You're going to see the problem with it later on. As he's going to go right for the racing lane. Land on the cars once again. Oh, I'm enjoying every moment of this so far. I'm having my Monster Jam Lord moment right here. Just moaning across the track because everything about this is so awesome so far. Over the bus stack. As he's going to avoid the semi-trailer again. Here we go, now back line up for the racing lane. Sky wheelies it and gonna, nope, not yet. I think he lost the tailgate in the freestyle, but just not yet, like he lost it in 2000. Alright, so now he's gonna go line up for the bus stack. That side, a little bit of a nosedive. And gonna avoid the container stack. As he's already past the halfway mark. Here we go, back for the race lane with another wheelie. Takes a hard hit, and there goes the tailgate, which I knew came off. Alright, he almost slipped up a little bit right there. He's now going to go back for that bus stack once again. And look at that! Over cars, and he completely almost cleared the bus stack. That was beautiful. Alright, so now he will go back for the racing lane. Beautiful hit. And couldn't get a wheelie. Alright, so now, as I believe he's going to go back for the racing lane right here. Yep. Yep, nice air. land on the cars. A lot of momentum in this run too, which was pretty dang good, especially for 2002 standards. And then he's going to come to a stop right there. I think he filled the entire run too. As he did that in the World Finals a lot, he would come out and ride the roof of the truck down the straightaway. So anyways, Hartsock in that run, he would take the lead with a 24. Good run too, as he is the new leader. Alright, now up is not only Vegas rookie, but actual rookie, Carl Van Horn in Firemouth. Oh man, you remember, maybe you should have seen his run in Tampa 2002, where he beat Tom Meents in the finals and raced, and that was insane. He took a hard hit right there, somehow didn't pop the tire into the side of the center jump. Man, Carl Van Horn was on a roll that year in 2002. If it wasn't for Neil Elliott, he would have had Rookie of the Year. He's going to clear the racing lane. And look at that big air off the small hill, too. Shows you can get big air back then, people. And then going to go right for the donut. And he couldn't get one going. You'll see him later on try to do that. Going to run over the that stuff right there as he goes back for the racing lane. Nice air. Land on beautifully. Alright, as he now goes for the bus stack. Slowing down, here we go. Line up for it. Up and over a beautiful hit. And then he's the first one to go for this. Right for the container stack, which was huge at the time after what happened last year. He went up and over it, but then he got stuck. Unfortunately for him, as he backs off of it. And if I was him, I probably would have gone for it again, but he didn't, and he's going to go around it. At least they learned from their mistake last year and did not have a Vance as part of the pyramid. And now here he goes for a donut. One of the best donuts of the night, too, as he got one going right there. Has a lot of good momentum, too. Only problem was just not going over the container stack. As right on the cars once again. I'm just enjoying every moment of this so far. This is so awesome. As he stalls a little bit. Now going to go line up for the bus stack. Up and over it. Nice. As avoids the semi-trailer. And then he's going to go into another donut. I think it was around here when the clock expired. Yeah, you see the official up there at the top of the screen waving a red flag to indicate they're done. And they were supposed to stop back then too. Not just keep going. As he goes right for the racing lane, and then he stops. You see the official up there for a moment was waving the red flag. What a great run that was by Carl Van Horn. And he would get a 24 as well, so we have a tie for the lead now. So, right now, John Hartsock and Carl Van Horn tied with a 24. And now, here comes Alan Pizzo and Predator, who started off Freestyle last year, remember? As he goes right for the bus stack. And this would be the last time we'd see him in the World Finals until 2006. And that would be the last time we ever saw him, too, in the World Finals. Alright, now he goes for the bus stack. Up and over it. As he will now go back for... Okay, slow down. As he's backing up, which is not good. And this was on the pay-per-view, not on the TNN air, unfortunately, which was really stupid. Beautiful land on the cars, and he got the wheelie at the end right there, as you saw. As he now will go line up back for... Nope, going to go around the bus stack. As, oh boy, here we go. He is going to go for it. Right for the semi-trailer. He climbs it, and then the trailer collapses on him. He is stuck in the trailer. The trailer completely collapses, and that's why they have cars in them later on events, so they don't collapse like that. But he is stuck, and a beautiful sight right there as his run ended short. He would get a 21 for his run as well, which would put him third place at the moment. Now this really sucks right here. You saw he did major damage to both trailers and the pyramid too. But what gets really annoying is right here is, let me speed up a little bit, as you'll see, they pull Predator out even though it's clearly stuck in the obstacle. What part of it's supposed to be an obstacle do you not understand around here, peoples? Can you imagine how beautiful it was if Predator was up there and Trucks later on went for it? Oh my god, it would be World Finals 1! I mean, World Finals 2! 5! And 13 all over again! How beautiful that would be! But unfortunately, they would take it out, even though it was even more stuck up there than previous events. mean, other later on World Finals, like with El Toro Loco, Bounty Hunter, and El Toro Loco and all of them. Now, the big problem was them also removing it. As you saw, they severely damaged the stack right there of the trailer. It's completely open. Now the pyramid is completely unbalanced. So that's you're gonna see later on coming up. That's gonna be a big problem with that obstacle. It was a solid run for Allen. Sucks he ended early. As like I said, he got 21. And now here comes Mike Vaughters in Black Stallion as he went right for those cars to start off with. And then going to go right for the racing lane. Beautiful hit right there. Remember the previous year when he reversed up the container stack and all that, but wasted a lot of time as he cleared the racing lane. As he now goes back for the racing lane right here. Going up and over it. Beautiful hit. Oh, I'm just enjoying every moment of this. This is the first time I'm seeing it in several years watching World Finals 3. And I am seriously, this has been the best event I've watched so far of all these. I've been enjoying every single moment of it. This is what I want to see in Monster Jam. And then he's going to go right over the container and the first one to get over it. Which was huge back then too. Since the container stack cost so many trucks the previous year. So that was a big thing back then. And then he's going to go back for that bus stack. Up and over it. And then, here we go, right for the center jump. As you see, big airs, he just barely cleared it. That was huge for trucks back then too. Even though that wasn't as big as Scott Hartsock's jump, that was still very big. That was a big jump back then as he goes back for the racing lane. Huge air off the racing lane as he's picking up the pace. Alright, as he now goes back for the bus stack. That's going to go up and over it. Nice hit. And then here we go. Just like Allen, he's going to go for the trailer off the side. And he's going to knock it down as there's no cars in there. Completely destroying the trailer on one hit. What a beautiful sight that was. That's why you need to have cars in there so they can support themselves. Plus the pyramid getting destroyed by Predator earlier. And then he goes for the bus stack as he crawls over it. And of course, as we all know, Mike Vaughters, just with time expiring as he lines up to go for the bus stack in reverse. Beautiful as he burns up the transmission, ripping off the roof of one of the cars, and then goes down there to come to a stop as they're waving the flags. What a run that was by Vaughters. And he would take the lead with a 30. No, 32 actually. That was his highest scoring run ever in the World Finals, of 32. An 8-point gap he had right there on that run. Man, that's just 6 trucks in. We still got, well, technically, there's only 9 left, but all 16 trucks at the time competed. Let me check the footage right here. Yeah. So anyways, before we continue on, this is something that's unfortunate in the footage that Chamberlain and Joshua posted, and it's not there. Next up was supposed to be Guywood and Bulldozer, but the footage wasn't there. So you're going to miss one of the freestyles that wasn't showed. Now, I know exactly what happened, so I'll explain it here right now. He went for those cars you start off with. He then got a wheelie, a big slap wheelie, down the center of the track. When he came down with the front tires, he then hit the new van stack. There was a, as I back up a little bit, might be, right there, that blue racing lane, as you see right there. After Vaughters went out, they put a van stack right here, a new one. He came down with the wheelie, and the front tires smacked the van, really destroyed the van pretty hard, put a huge hole into it. But unfortunately, it tipped over a Bulldozer and flipped over. And Guywood would only get an 8, which was last place of the night. That's still bullshit that they didn't show the footage, but that's what happened. He went for those cars, got a wheelie, hit the van stack that was put right there, and then flipped over. You might see it when Brian Barlow comes out right now. Here we go. Brian Barlow Wolverine, his first time freestyle in the World Finals 2 since he broke in semifinals in the year before. You see, there's the van there after Guywood put a hole into it. But that wasn't the only obstacle they brought here. They brought out a camper, as you see right here. And you know what we need, fans? Here we go. As Barlow's going to plow right through it. Beautiful sight right there. As he has so much momentum. Now going to go for the camper stack. Up and over it as he got on 2 wheels on landing. What a beautiful sight. Taking out his frustration after falling short and racing to Jimmy Cretin in round 1. Unfortunately, his rear steer locked up, which is not going to be the last time we see that tonight. Gonna go for the race lane with some nice air. And then gonna get a wheelie with a pogo on landing. And you see, he's coming out with some aggression. That would probably make Vodder sweat right now. As he then goes for the bus stack. Beautiful. And then gonna go right for the trailer. And then finish the job that Virus did. Completely destroy it and knock it down. Beautiful sight right there. Look at the crowd going nuts, which they don't do anymore nowadays too. As Bartle is going off. He is putting up a run. Unfortunately, here he goes for that van that Guy Wood hit. He went off the side. Unfortunately, around here, he lost rear-wheel drive, I think. So his run was pretty much screwed at that point. And you see, no rear drive. He's just the front tires pulling it. As he is going now. Lift up a little bit. Yeah, this is like all the momentum his run just died after that. Because that sucked too. As he goes into a donut, which was actually a very fast cyclone too. But unfortunately, that was pretty much it. As the truck goes near the wall. And then comes to a stop. Now, he does go on a little bit, as you see right here. He keeps going, like fires it back up. But yeah, you can see there's something wrong with the tires, and that's when he just gives up right there. I think after all the stopping, I think he did fill the clock, but after like a minute in, he didn't really do anything, which really sucked. Because if he kept on going, I think he would have easily taken the lead. He might have put up a run that could have won Freestyle Night, because he was going off. As he got a score of 30, which is now second place. That was the best freestyle Wolverine ever had in the World Finals, and Brian Barlow's best freestyle ever. What an insane freestyle it was. That was just insane. If only he could have finished. That would have definitely taken over Virus if he could have kept on going. Alright, so now we continue on freestyle. As next up, Jimmy Cretin in his first freestyle as the racing runner-up too. As he goes right for the race lane with that beautiful wheelie right there. As he now will go line up for the bus stack right here. As he goes up and over it. And he's going to get that wheelie on landing. And now here he goes and lines up now for the container stack. The first time anyone hit it from this side. As he goes up and over with a nice wheelie. But unfortunately, he would get a bad bounce on two wheels and is going to go over. It sucks, too, that he went over so soon. It was just a very bad landing, and I think the rear steer locked up on that hit, which cost him, too. Despite the early run, he would get a 24, so... No, wait. No, I think he got a 20... Yeah, I think he got a 22, actually, I think it was, a 22. It was a good run, just flipped over very early, unfortunately, as Vodders still leads. And we passed the halfway mark, too, now. As we're down to 7 trucks left. As next up, Mr. Excitement, as after that same run Jim did last year. As here we go, line up for the bus stack, up and over it, big wheelie, but then he's going to go into the remains of the camp right there, and then he's going to go over. Oh man, that sucks too. Now, why would they show Jim's run here but not Guy Wood's? I mean, Guy Wood's I think was just as awesome as Jim's, even though they flipped very early, but they didn't show it. So yeah, Mr. Excitement flipped over that soon. That was his first of many freestyles where he finished last place, even though I said Guy Wood finished last earlier. Since Jim got afterwards, he finishes last technically. Now, of course, we all know next year he would win his freestyle title, his first one. But man, does that suck that he went over so early. Because I was so looking forward to seeing what he could have done after the same run he did in 2001. But unfortunately, his run ended early. That just really sucks. And now up, Chad Fortune in power forward as he's damaged because he flipped in round 1 of racing. As he goes right for the racing lane. Right for it. As you see, he took some pretty bad damage in his flipping racing. And I think this is Vegas' debut as well. Over the bus stack with a bit of a wheelie. Then he lines up for the container stack right there, which you see a new obstacle right there, but unfortunately, he is going to go over. He flipped too early, unfortunately. And you see that new obstacle out there. I think the truck pretty much just died, unfortunately. It just died. And he would get a 12. That's very unfortunate for his debut. Yep, no idea why he did that. Now we're going to get our first freestyle on the opposite side of the stadium, as next up is Eldon Depew in Hot Wheels. His last time in the World Finals, too. He flipped in racing as well, and unfortunately, this would be a thing that happened throughout the run for Hot Wheels, unfortunately. The truck just kept dying. And I'm not kidding too. After like every hit, the truck would die, as you see. It died when he went over to the first car there, and then it died right there. So there was just something very wrong with Hot Wheels that night after the flip. He flipped in round 2, and there was just something wrong with the truck. He fired back up, you see. He then went right for the race and got some huge air off of it. And then the truck died again. Like, I'm kidding you guys. I'm not kidding. Literally, like, every hit, the truck dies. He almost filled the entire run because of it. It's just unfortunate. But he got fired back up. And then there's his camper right here, which he lines up for, and then the truck dies. And he put a big hit on it right there. But, of course, the truck died. Just very unfortunate. But it's not over, though. He backs up. I think the truck dies again. He's revving up right there. And now here he goes. Right for it. And plows for the camper. Beautiful sight right there. And then he goes right for the trailer stack right here. And an odd angle. And then he's going to finally flip on the side of the roof and going to go over. Oh my. It was unfortunate from the damage. But what a wild finish that was for Eldon in his final event in the World Finals. And he would get a 17 for his run. As you see out there, the debut right behind him of the backflip on the backflip. The first camper on a flatbed. That was the debut of it. And something I really wish they would bring back, because that was such an insane obstacle. They need to bring that back for monster trucks. And now here we go, our final 4 freestyles. And these last 4 freestyles are insane. So I hope you're ready for this, fans. Up, of course, showing more footage of him getting flipped back over. Up, there we go. As up next is Pablo Hubdigger in Blacksmith, which is Blacksmith's first freestyle too, since they couldn't freestyle last year after flipping the dumpsters. Pablo, who remember had that insane run ready to steal the year before, as he comes out, as now gonna go line up. He had a rear steer issue in the run too. You might see right there as it lined up bad, like crab walking. He then goes for the bus stack, got a wheelie. Gonna go around that stack. And they left Hot Wheels out there stupidly. And then Pablo, this was an awesome move, but this was really stupid his run to go for it this late and wasting all this time. As he backs up, as he lines up for the containers, the camper on the flatbed, as he makes history and plows through it with the wheelie right there, and then go land on the side of the camper. Unfortunately, the truck shuts down right there. What an insane move that was! Infamous with that wheelie on the flatbed. But the run isn't over yet. Unfortunately, they keep the clock going, as, like I said, they kept doing it all night, stupidly reason, as he fired it back up, you see, as he drives and drags it off the camper. And then this is when Pablo goes nuts! Right for the new stack right there. Beautiful hit. Gonna go now. Right for the bus stack. Clipped it and got a wheelie on landed. As you can see, the crowd is going nuts. Something they don't do anymore nowadays. And now, he's gonna go back for the bus stack. Up and over it with some huge air. Gonna get a wheelie and then destroy that stack on landed. Beautiful hit right there. And then he's gonna go into a cyclone. Shoot up dirt and dust to Mike Hogwood, Scott Douglas, and Medusa, who's in the stands at the time. And then he smacked the container, the dumpsters that got him last year, remember? And then they shut him off again. He was down to like 10 seconds when he was starting to back up, I think. As he fires it up. You see right there, he backs. He backs up. He has very little time left, like a few seconds. He backs up, and then he does something insane. He goes back for the dumpster, and then parks it! Oh my gosh! Parks it on top of it as a reference to last year! Oh my gosh! And he was right in front of Mike Hogwood, Scott Douglas, and Medusa when he did that, and they were waving to him from up there on the booth up there. Now, that was actually kind of dangerous for Pablo to do it, because he doesn't know. There could have been someone behind that container stack right there. And who knows, he might have knocked over and killed them. And I would not be surprised if he got a lot of shit from the officials for doing that after his run was over. But man, that run was insane! Absolutely insane. Sucks he got screwed over with the clock, both with him getting stuck on the camper, and of course he wasted a lot of time lining up for it. But with that run, he would get a 35 and would take the lead, and that would be the highest scoring run ever for Blacksmith in the World Finals, if I remember correctly. Now I think that was the only time Blacksmith got over a... Oh, yeah, that is the only time Blacksmith got a 30 in freestyle. And when it became Captain's Curse and when it got 34 in 2007. But yeah, Pablo is now our new leader after an insane freestyle. And now next up, and Blacksmith was left out there for the rest of the night too, just like Hot Wheels. They left Blacksmith right there. And next up, Lyle Hancock in Blue Thunder. His first time debuting tonight because he couldn't drive and race at all because of a brake issue. As he goes right for the container stack. Unfortunately, you see a new camper was brought out there. Unfortunately, there was some problems with Blue Thunder throughout the run. As Lyle had like no momentum, even by 2002 standards. As he got that wheelie over the bus stack. He goes and lines up for this bus stack. Up and over with a nice air off it, though. I don't remember that, though. Oh, that's right, because I think they did different camera angles. They took a very hard hit right there. Got on 2 wheels, and then hit the camper stack right there. He backs up, but remember, there's problems with Blue Thunder, so he didn't really got a lot of momentum in his run. So yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing in a while these different camera angles, because during his run, they would show like in-cab view of his run over some of these jumps. That's why I don't remember a lot of them getting that big air. And now he goes for a donut. It looks slow at first, but he's going to pick it up. Yep, there he goes. Finally picking it up. And you see the truck is lifting up from the donut. But yeah, the truck is just not in good shape, unfortunately. That sucks, too. After being the runner-up for Freestyle in 2000, runner-up for Racing in 2001, I was hoping he was going to do insane stuff at night, and he kind of really didn't because of the breakage in racing. He would have faced Tom Meents, too, in the first race of round 1 to start off the event by a rematch of the previous year's finals. Oh my god, it would have been insane. As he's going to do something that no one else did that night. Back up all the way to the wall to line up for the jump right here. As he goes right for it. And honestly, probably the bigger... Actually, no. Scott Hartsock still had the bigger jump. Lyle might have the bigger jump in terms of height, but Scott Hartsock had the bigger distance jump. That was big, and he had a little bit of time left. But now he's going to do something no one else did at that point before tonight. He's going to go back up the hill and going to go right for the bus stack right there with a beautiful wheelie and going to flip right over and crush the hood. He had 13 seconds left, too. What an insane freestyle that was. And that would take the... No, it wouldn't take the lead. It would tie Pablo with a 35, which honestly should not have happened. Lyle had really no momentum throughout the run because of the breakage. Pablo, after he went off for the camper, he went off. So Pablo should have been leading easily by now on his own and not be a tie. But that is the case right now. We had a tie for the lead with just 2 trucks remaining. And of course, and next up is the 2000 Freestyle Champion, Dennis Anderson, in the 20th Anniversary Grave Digger. One of the insane freestyles of Monster Jam 2, as you're going to see why he went right for the racing lane. And then he's going to go right for the bus stack, up and over it, as he got clipped by it. And then going to go right for the remains of the trailer stack and the new obstacle out there. As he now lines up, back for that race lane, as he got some huge air off of it, cleared it completely. And now he's going to slide out right here as he goes and lines up right for the center jump. Big air off it, and he's going to clip the side of the hill coming down, got a little bit of a wheelie off the side. But he has put up some great momentum at this point in the run. He is going off. Now he's going to go for the new camper that was put out there. And you see, right for it. Beautiful hit right there. Got a little bit of a wheelie. And then he's going to run over the remains that caught Jim Kohler. He started to get caught right there on 2 wheels. He sidewall, but he managed to save it. And now one of the most infamous moments in World Finals history right here. I hope you kiddies are ready for this. Watch this insane save. Up and over it. Hartsock! What a save! 21 years later! That was one of the greatest saves in Monster Jam history at the time right there, people! And then he fires it back up! He keeps going! Unfortunately, though, he's gonna go on 2 wheels and stuff it into the container! And he had like 30-something seconds left. Oh my goodness! What a run that was, too, despite, flipping too early. That save was insane! Absolutely insane. 21 years later, it's still insane. And, despite leaving too much time on the clock, he would take the lead with a 36, matching his score from the previous year. On track to win his 2nd freestyle title and get revenge on Tom. But there's still one more driver left, and that is the defending freestyle champion, Tom Meents in Team Meents. As they left Gravedigger out there too, as here comes Tom, trying to defend his freestyle title and get title number 5 right for the racing lane. As he lifts up a little bit, he now goes and lines up for the bus stack. Up and over it. Caught a little bit. Got a little bit of a wheelie. And then he lines up over the container stack. Got clipped once again with another wheelie. That was the biggest jump anyone got off it too. course, classic Meents, auto mission to defend his title, as he's just so insane back then. Back when he was the GOAT, undisputed. He was like unstoppable in the early 2000s. Over the bus stack with nice air. Unfortunately now, this is where the worst part of his run comes in, is the truck shuts down. And of course, they didn't stop the clock. They didn't even stop the clock for Tom back then. Now, we all know later on, they would always break the rules for Tom if he could put up an insane run. Now, of course, someone right there pulls the ring and fires it back up. As here we go. Tom, of course, the clock's still going when it shouldn't have. As he goes and lines up right for the center jump. Big air off of it. Lands on the downhill ramp. And now, here we go. Line up. Right back, just like Lyle did. He's going to go right back for the bus stack. But unlike Lyle, he's going to get over it. Beautiful hit on two wheels coming down. As the crowd you see is going nuts up there. Because they know good stuff when they see it. And then, how about this for some big air off of cars, people? Right for the bus stack, some huge air. Just avoided Gravedigger and the container stack. Hit the side of it. He got so much air, he almost went for Gravedigger, too. That's how much air he got. And then right for the back of the semi-trailer, the only one that night, I think, to hit it. And he had a few seconds left, people. And then this moment right here. Here we go. This is the icon I used for my preview of the video. And here we go. Right for it to wrap up his run for the bus stack sideways. And flipping it over. Crushing the hood right there to wrap up Freestyle. Oh, my God. Oh, that was insane! I feel like I'm back in June of 2002 as an 8-year-old replaying this over and over and over again when my dad filmed Freestyle on VHS and watching it over and over again. Oh, it feels so good watching this again. That event was so awesome! Now, of course, with that insane run, Tom would get a 37 and defend his Freestyle title. Title number 5. And he would become the first and still only driver in the World Finals to sweep. He was the #1 qualifier. He won racing, defended his title against Jimmy Cretin in the finals, and then he won Freestyle here with an absolutely insane run. And unfortunately for Tom, was like this run right here was pretty much the final of his peak of 2002, where he pretty much was just unstoppable, and he would not become like unstoppable again until like the late 2000s to early 2010s, in the World Finals at least. That's when he had his next streak of being just unstoppable, especially in racing. Man, what a Freestyle was. And no, this is better than the boring stuff they're doing nowadays. No one can change my mind on it. This is better. Oh my God, that was some of the greatest fun I've had in watching a Monster Truck event in years. Absolutely insane Freestyle it was. And I hope you all enjoyed that too, everyone. Oh, man. Like I said, I feel like I'm 8 years old again in 2002 watching this over and over again because that, oh my God, World Finals 3 was so insane. And of course, next year is when I head to World Finals 4. Oh, man, I can only hope I can get a way to watch all the World Finals, especially the good ones, but of course, Valve's probably going to keep me from doing that, but hopefully one day I'll be able to do so. I just got lucky with these camera angles that I was able to get away with it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed rewatching World Finals 3 Freestyle along with me, as that was easily, undisputedly, the best Monster Truck event I've watched of watching these events again. It was awesome in 2002, and it's still insane 21 years later to the point where it's better than stuff nowadays. Oh my gosh, that event was so insane. Absolutely insane. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Of course, it was Joshua Chamberlain I got the footage from. His link will be in the description. And now I gotta figure out who's next I'm supposed to watch, because, oh geez, I got like half a dozen or more events I'm supposed to watch, and I gotta remember exactly who it was next. But man, I feel bad whoever event's coming up next, because they're going to have a very, very, very tough shoe to fill after seeing this. Just insane. Hope you all enjoyed watching World Finals 3 Freestyle as much as I did.